give me an issue. Uh, Hopefully that I'm live. Ogini Kwano. Where do you finish it here? Or because I tried to connect that the internet connection now. This is what frustrates me, but still, come back. Thank you. Hi, Bashir Sulaimon. Thank you. So I am fine. I'm doing great. How are you doing? You guys, thank you for joining again. I don't know what happened to my network. Thank you. I connected. I want to try something. I want to try something. Let's see. Yeah, the question went down. Should I type it again? Should I type the question again? I don't even remember. Let me see. Just give me a minute to type the question again. Mm. Reaffirmation. Existing. To be honest, I can't even remember what I was saying. But I just want to try something. If it's going to show. Oh, oh, I can send the chat. I just attempted to send the chat as well. Currently watching myself with my other device. So, you guys. Anyway, I forgot what I was saying. But I was attempting Reed's question, and Reed is not here. And he's not here. He has not joined yet. But I think I was attempting his question. Oh, he's here now. Forgot what I was saying. You asked the question and I was attempting it. Okay, you said you wanted. It's actually it's not my question, Tropical Man. It's one of my audience, like you guys, that told me to ask this question on my live stream so he would gather answers from people. And he also wanted to give his own contribution, but he's not here today. I told him about it, but he's not here. So I just asked the question anyway. Personal question. Read, you say personal question. Oh. Do you truly love people for who they are? They're just attached to the version of yourself you become around them. It's So complex. No, it's not complex. Well, do you truly love people for who they are, or you are just attached to the version of yourself you become? I think who they are to you, or even in general, tends to bring out the version of yourself that you like to be around them or you are around them. Okay, real typical man says I think a bit of both. Yeah, to you would also bring out who you would be around them. So it pretty much goes hand in hand with see. Pretty much goes hand in hand. Oh, Bashir Sulaiman, hi. Bashir, are you following the conversation? If you are following the conversation, kindly chat, give your own input as well. Meanwhile, permit me to play in the chat box. Yay! Mm, see somebody that asked me. mm, which says, if you had to weigh both on a scale, which one holds more weight? Who you are around them holds who you are around them should be what matters. Patricia Kenzie. Hi, Patricia. You are welcome to my live stream. Thank you so much for being here. But read, still or still, they still go hand in hand in hand. There's something that I want to say. I'm still trying to um think of how to put it. Meanwhile, let me disconnect from this my other device. Figure out how to put it. Oh, Kaisha, hi. I am Irene. As my name says. You know, read even in relationship and friendship in general. Why you are attached to your friends is because you can be your authentic self without fear of being judged. That is the most reason attached to their friends or loved ones. And hi, Steve for truth. Hello. Thank you so much for being here. I think this is like the second time we are joining up. I think we've connected before, Steve. Anyway, thank you. Typical man says, in true love, what matters is a bunch of many things, not one particular thing. But in this context, for me, I would say what matters should be who you become with them. See, all like-minded. So in love, should things like education or someone's past matter less as long as being with them helps you grow into a better version of yourself? Hey, Really, why should education matter in love? The list of your problem because there are some uneducated people out there that are wiser and smarter and kinder than educated people. As a matter of fact, it is even the educated people in the world, majority of them, that do evil the most. So why should education matter? Read through education one side first. Let me focus on the next one. Someone's past matter less. Should someone past matter less? Well, it depends on the individual. People are different. Depends on the individual. Some people, regardless of, some people have this belief that there's some part of you that never changes. So for them, they feel like regardless of anything, you are still that person, or that particular history you have would kick in at some point. So it depends on the individual. Some people may not see it as anything. So people may not see your past. For somebody like me, I like to know people, whoever I'm dealing with, whoever I'm looking at. I'm not going to ignore your past, don't get me wrong. But I'd like to know you and observe you and see if truly you are the changed person you claim that you are. If there are still traces of your past history, that is if they are even bad. And if also that past history is something that I can handle, something that I can tolerate, because you may think that you did some really bad things as a person. Why the person that you are meeting may not actually see those things as bad, because for me, bad is the relative. What I see as bad or extremely bad can be is different from what you would see as bad. So I don't know. It depends on the individual, to be honest. Come and says if they help you become better, their past education shouldn't matter unless it limits to you. Sure. I didn't answer that question. That means I was saying off point. I didn't read. I did not read it finish. As long as being with them into a better version of yourself. In a relationship, it's short for me. If that relationship is not helping me grow as an individual, if it's not helping me grow mentally, emotionally, in areas that matters to me, if there's no positive impact that relationship is adding to my life, then it is not beneficial to me. I will reject myself. So it doesn't. Their past does not necessarily matter. Neither does their education matter. What matters is the impact relationship has. So that is just to further support real tropical man's personal decision. Mm, say that. And thank you for joining, and also like and subscribe. I think I should be tagging like and subscribe here. Oh. Tropical man has a question. Yes. I also hope we've answered you. Let's tackle Tropical Man's question and see if we live stream. Want to end it. Chat is not here. That requested that I stream by 11 p.m. Real Tropical one. Ah. Tribal differences in dating. Okay, what's the question? What's the question, beauty picker man? I'm listening. Read, say Ideally or realistically? Real tropical man, what kind of answer do you need? Ideally, should a person's tribe matter? Or realistically, does a person's tribe matter? Because this question, you either have to be realistic or you just said what you think should be the case. You don't have to define the relationship. Read, when you say they don't have to define the relationship, what do you mean? She says, okay, let me remove this question first. Should I change the question? Sorry, should I change the question to real tropical mouse question? So people should don't try to attempt the first question. Says person's tribe matter in dating. Person's tribe matter in relationship. I'm trying to remove this thing. It's not removing. To type out your question, real tropical man, you guys should just give me. Hmm, see. Mr. Rock. You're welcome, Mr. Red. Thank you so much for joining. Let me see it. Bashir says sometimes ladies have a jealous or jealousy. Bashir, what do you mean by that, please? Bashir. Reed says so. It's not about tribe. It's a mini problem. It's about whether both people can understand, respect, and navigate those differences together. Mm. As I know what you think is right, I want to hear what you do if you were in that situation. Think real tropical man is in kind of that situation. Real tropical man, to be honest, you shouldn't. Your tribe shouldn't matter. If you have to be very honest with you, you just have to be. For me, yeah, what matters is how I feel. And relationship is about sacrifice. There are a lot of things you have to sacrifice and let go in a relationship. Now, the reason why I'm saying this is because you said tribe, oh, tribe. Because if you had said religion, that would have been a different thing entirely. Because we all know that religion has a strong effect on relationship than tribe. Because from where I'm from, we have the Igbo, Hausa, and Yoruba. Hausas are, they are dominantly Muslims. They practice the Islamic religion, but there are still few of them that are Christians. So you may be an Hausa person and still be a Christian. If we like each other, we can still work because we are both practicing the same religion. That is the point I'm trying to make. As long as it's different tribes, as long as they are, even if it's different tribes, as long as they are similar, there are similar things you guys share together, and there are some things you are willing to sacrifice for each other. It's just sacrifice is understanding and love. Don't try to force the person into your own culture and tradition and all, unless the person willingly wants to do it. Unless the person willingly wants to do it. Ehen. And tribe, it doesn't really matter. Just like, for example, I'll come to your last question to become. For example, when you say tribe, yeah, for example, as an Igbo woman, if I get married to a Yoruba man tomorrow, people that do not know me would start identifying me as a Yoruba person or Yoruba woman because I am married into a Yoruba family as a woman, which is normal. It's very normal. So I don't think the tribe should matter. There just has to be some level of understanding. But religion, like you said, so tribe is negotiable, but religion is where the line is drawn. Now, I'm not gonna say it's where the line is drawn. There are still some people. It has to be a your partner has to willingly accept to change. In my country, Nigeria, there is a female celebrity that got married to somebody in another country, Tanzania, and she converted to the Islamic religion. She's a Christian and she converted to Islam because she accepted it. So now it depends on that. It has to be um, your partner has to willingly accept it, accept that religion because religion is a strong belief. It's like me all my life believing in one thing that this is, and there it shapes religion shapes our way of life. It shapes our value of life, our value. It shapes a lot of things about us. To be very honest, so if somebody for somebody to be willing to let go, it takes a level of understanding, agreement, sacrifice, and love. All these things has to put in play. They have to play out. One party will be ready to say, okay, oh, let me do this. But it can never be forced. Because if you force your partner to do this before a relationship can work, it's either that person does not proceed with the relationship, or even if they do it out of love, they do not fully understand what they are going into. They may go into that religion and end up not liking it. And along the line, it can affect the relationship. So that's why I say religion holds a is very strong effect on the relationship to be in that situation. But if it ever comes to that, I wouldn't walk away. To me, love is about sacrifice. And if we are both willing to make those sacrifices, I'm staying with the person I love. Yeah. I just said sacrifices is all that matters. Sacrifices. Who is willing to sacrifice for the other person? If nobody is willing to sacrifice one's religion, so it's just better for you guys to just separate. You guys don't love each other strongly enough to be together, and you can't blame the other person for not wanting to, you know, change because you would never date outside the religion. For me, firstly, I've never had any um, romantic, emotional feeling towards someone, towards someone from another religion. Reed would say he can't because of reads that I know is not. But me, and how deeply I've gone into. To be honest, I don't think I would want to. can't, but I don't think I would want to put myself in that situation. See, one thing about me, yeah, before I even start getting emotionally attached, there are a lot of things I would have considered. There are a lot of key things I would have found out, known before I start getting emotionally attached. So if a Muslim person should approach me, immediately I would clock out mentally. I wouldn't allow any emotional feeling to grow because I wouldn't want to put us through that torture. I know that one thing I know is that Muslims are very, they hold their religion strong. And it's one thing I admire about them. You see, a Christian can change to to the Islamic religion. But I see the Muslim people, like our Muslim brothers and sisters, it's very hard for you to find one. It's very it happens, I've seen, but it's rare. It's rare. So all about future life. It's my future I'm looking at, to be honest. And I don't think I'd want to put myself through that emotional touch. I'm someone that thinks a lot. I don't think I want to put myself through that emotional touch or heaviness. Nah. So I'll just check out emotionally immediately so that it doesn't get to that stage. I have to start doing religious. No. I would break down, really. Come on, why did you ask though? Are you in that phase? Are you facing something like that? Bashiru. Bashiru, would you marry someone from the opposite religion? I'm guessing you are also a Muslim from your question. I know Ray Tropical Man is a Muslim because I've seen his proof. I think I've seen him. I think I've seen his picture. He's a Muslim. Yeah, exactly. I'm that kind of person, yeah. I am kind of person, yeah. I'm mostly resistant to change. Like I'm scared. Should I say I'm scared of change? So I don't. Okay, you're not Muslim. I thought you were. I'm kind of scared of change. So it takes a while, and I don't. I like to. If at all I want to change, it has to be on my own terms when I'm ready. So if you bring it to me, I'll just. It's not even about no ill feeling towards the Islamic religion. It's just me. I like to stick to what I'm already used to, so as not to cause discomfort or issues for myself. You guys, the first question we tackled, liquid soap. Yeah. The first question we tackled about memory as a um, foundation for our identity or fragile construct. The person that asked that question just joined. That is Alex. Alex is joining when after we've already answered. Alex, this is the third question we are answering on this. This is the third topic we are answering on this live stream. And you are just joining. Anyway, that's fine. I understand that you were busy. And Alex, let me tell you now, your question really scattered our brain this evening. Because we don't complain, tire. Um, Reed said, I'd love to connect with someone from a different region, someone open minded who respects different beliefs and doesn't judge just like I don't. But I want you to understand that it's not about judging. There are a lot of things that will be required. Like I said, it's also sacrifice. Who would want to have who would want to bend for who? There's some people that just wouldn't like to change. Like I said, it's personal, is your own preference. There are some people that wouldn't want to just change. So, and we, you know where we are from, yeah. You know where we are from, our country, Nigeria, and you know the religious outplay that has been going on. Guys, hold on. So I was saying that, eh, the religious outplay that is going on right now. So it's just kind of what is influencing my. It's from where I'm from. It would take a lot to make such sacrifice. To be honest with you, from where I'm from, it would take a lot to make such sacrifice. Still depends on the individual. Say we are worshiping the same God. I completely, totally believe that we worship the same God. Both Allah, both God, even the Buddhists and the rest of the people. Because sometimes when I look at this story, their history, they may not be entirely the same, but there are still similarities in all this. There are still similarities. So it's not like it's not about us not worshiping the same God. It's just a lot that it takes because the religion you practice also influences your way of life. Alex, real topical man is asking you a question. Do you mind answering, Alex? Alex, and if you answer, still be kind enough to just give us a brief explanation of that question, that topic you dropped in my DM on IG. Although we've attempted it here, maybe okay, I think I already saved that life, but it's still uploading because the first life we attempted that question already ended, but it's still uploading. So maybe you could check it later on too. I wish rewatching it would also show their answers, their response, but you could also rewatch it and see. Maybe because of Reed is not in the country, or maybe because of Reed is not exactly all about kids. Kids is also a factor that plays out. Like for me now, I would want my kids to grow up the way I grew up, the religion I grew up in. Meanwhile, my partner, who is a Muslim, will also want our kids to grow up as a Muslim. So this can, to be honest, it's not. Sometimes when it comes to, especially when that relationship is going to lead to marriage, you're not only going to look at love, oh, you have to look at the future and tell yourself that when I let these things go, I'll never bring them up again in the future. See a champagne puppy. Hi, you're welcome. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining. And for also sending a message in the chat box. So I would say that you also look at the future. There are a lot of things that would play out though. Two families coming together, family functions, how are we going to do it? How are we going to do the naming ceremony, child dedication, all this kind of, so just know that when you're ready to sacrifice something, you would never have to bring it up again in the future. And like that is where that was why I say it depends on your kind of person. If you are one that lets things go, fine, you can go with it. But there are also some people that it takes time for them to get used, that like to adapt to change. It takes time. So these things would definitely affect them at some point. If unless you're not religious, you're not strong in your religion. You you're not a strong practitioner of your faith, then it will be easy for you to change. But for a strong practitioner of his or her faith, of her religious faith, it's be very hard though, if you're being honest. If you're a core Christian, it will be hard for you to wake up one day and decide that I want to change. So I want to marry this person that is from another religion and change to his or her religion. And if you're a core Muslim, it will be very hard for you to wake up one morning and decide that I want to change and you know start practicing this religion. So it's going to come with a lot of emotional heaviness. I'm getting used to this word. Hi, Waki. Thank you so much for joining. Can you guys also kindly subscribe? Thank you. It said with all these conditions and things to consider, love feels more complicated than it should be. Exactly. And sometimes even the person that even sacrificed his or her religion will be feeling cheated. If I made this sacrifice for you, which seems like a huge one, what are you willing to sacrifice for me? Because then to they'll be waiting for their own something like a compensation. So what are you willing to sacrifice for me? So this is where the relationship will now be looking like a transaction. Well, some people will tell you that marriage is a transaction after all. Senior Champion is watching me from Cape Town, South Africa. Thank you so much, Sia. I am live streaming from Nigeria, Lagos City. Bajeo. Thank you. You can also kindly engage the question. Alex says people try their way of life. So people have different beliefs and cultures. For example, a Muslim man cannot marry a Christian lady unless she converts and vice versa. One person has to convert. Kids take after me when it comes to respecting people's religion. It won't be a problem. Read, they play. You see, in a marriage where a wife, see, you can't even get married. You can't even say I'm marrying somebody from the opposite um religion and we are still practicing our individual religion. It does not work. It does not happen. If we are being honest with ourselves. I've not heard of it happen, no. But even if somewhere in the world someone has heard of that, it is like 2%. It's very rare. So yeah, even if that happens, when it comes to the children, that is where the main war would be. Whose religion would they follow? Religion would they follow? It's just it. Tochuku, Kekwanu. Tochuku, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. Chukuma say tribe has a lot to do with religion. Yeah, always have a religion attached to it. True, Alex says that marry strange women. Marry strange women. Tochuku. I believe what Tochuku means by don't marry strange women is don't marry whom you are not, who you do not share the same belief with. Is that what you mean? It says maybe in West Africa, our tribes are solely based on African beliefs. Everything else is foreign. Because in South Africa, you guys they have the whites. If I'm not mistaken, they have you guys are living together with the whites. Both the whites and the native South Africans are both citizens of South Africa, right? If I'm not mistaken. So yeah, you guys also have foreign beliefs and all that. I can understand that. And you guys actually each other happens. I really, yeah. Like I say, real tropical man, these things happen rare. It's complicated though. They live happy and peaceful. Real tropical man. Okay, hi Levas Pili. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly. Thank you so much for joining. You're highly welcome. Real tropical man. These people that you know that married each other and live happy and peaceful. Did anybody convert? Have they given birth? Religion are the children following? Do you mind throwing more light? Meanwhile, um, it is with great sadness from us that we have less than 5 minutes here on this live stream. I've been live streaming for an hour 30 minutes. The first live stream was 50 minutes. This one is 40 minutes already. So an hour, 30 minutes already. Have different cultures. There's a consequence for every decision. Some Muslim family that if you marry a Christian girl, they will disown you. As a matter of fact, even the Christian religion can be very flexible. They can allow you marry a Muslim and do whatever you want to do with your family. But it's very hard though, person to marry a Christian. It can be a real challenge. Yeah, read. I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm not saying it's not. It does not happen. And like I said, it's personal decision. Like you read, you said you can do it because you like to learn from other religion, which is very fine. But it's very challenging, though, especially when you are a core practitioner of your faith, like myself. Eh, As a matter of fact, I am a practitioner of the Catholic faith. So it is very hard. And the this thing we Catholics always say, born a Catholic, live a Catholic, die a Catholic. It's very hard for us to even leave Catholic Church to other churches. Now, in the can't talk of another religion. Okay. Challenging for us. They have kids and their children follow both religions until they are adults. Then they can decide which religion they should make theirs. Which will become I mean, that's a very healthy parenting. It is, like you said, it's really rare for you to allow your children practice both religion and decide which they want to follow. It's a very healthy parenting, and some people may even find this hard to believe. But that's cool. That's nice. Alex Akuna says it takes courage for couples from different tribes to agree to build a home because most at times it is more easier to marry someone from same tribe based on background and mindsets. Those children will be confused and lost later in life. Alex, why do you say they'll be lost later in life? Meanwhile, Irene says, what you said is true, Irene. I have to be unselfish and think beyond myself for the sake of my future kids. Easy. Yeah. At that time, you are making those decisions. You are allowing your emotions lead you. But they're not thinking of the future. You think, if you, like they say, the end justify the means. If you are very familiar with that, say the end justify the means. I mean, I think you've even answered yourself. It is not now, yeah. It is the future. How everything ends at the end of the day. That would really say that would tell you. And my dear, if you look at statistics, it's not really advisable. Eh, Exactly. Bashiru says if someone can convert because of marriage, still, anytime he can talk about divorce. Exactly. Because, like I said, they'll be saying, if I'm able to sacrifice this, what are you going to sacrifice for me in return? So if they feel like they made this sacrifice and they are still not getting anything found worthy in return, it can lead to divorce. They will take after all. There are some childish people that will keep bringing it up. After all, I did this for you. What have you? I did this for our marriage. I did this for this to work. What have you done in return? Unresolved issues lead to more issues. More things will keep coming up, and it will lead to divorce. So, says they'll be well informed and open minded. Skills could end up getting complicated along the way. Man is not a Nigerian. I actually understand Alex. Probably, you know, see, I'm sorry to say this here on my live stream, but there are some places that are backward, and there are some places that are more advanced. So their level of thinking is different. I think tropical man is from the advanced place, so his level of thinking is different. You see here in Nigeria, in this country, because Alex is a Nigerian, Reed is a Nigerian, not based in Nigeria. We know what we know our reality. So believe me when we say that those kids will grow to be confused because what Islamic religion teaches here, or no, let me not say what it teaches because I don't actually know what they teach, but what we see, the way of life we see them live, is completely different from the Christian way of life. So if you put a child in that position to learn the Islamic way of life and also the um, Christian way of life, they'll be confused. They'll be highly confused. So unless maybe you are in a much developed country that that is open minded and you can do that. Mm. The only help for the kids is to keep them good knowledge. I feel like you might be playing with his emotion, typical man. I feel like he's going through something similar. I feel like it's a personal thing for tropical man, and I'm just trying to be very very realistic. And my reality is being influenced by um my environment, tropical man. I want you to understand that our opinions now is being influenced by our environment. Just like the first topic we spoke about, sometimes our identity is being influenced by our belief and our emotions. So what we are saying now is being influenced by our environment, things we see happen around us. So it might be different from where you are right now, where you are based. But I believe for you to bring up this question, you are still also seeing um, maybe possibility of it happening and also not happening. But at the end of the day, I'll just tell you if the good outweighs the bad, then you can go for it. The two of you are willing to make sacrifices and come to an understanding, you can also go for it. But one thing you also need to know that humans change. Their A today can be Z tomorrow. Hey, Alex, firstly, Bashir says if the kids decide to follow their father's religion and their mother's religion, all is the same thing. They are both parents. Hmm. Bashir, so you're saying if I am a Christian, my husband is a Muslim, my child decides to follow my husband's religion, who is a Muslim. You know it's the same God, but is it the same um of worship? Is it the same teaching? Is it the same belief? That's what we are trying to see. Alex says you see something about faith is that you introduce your kids in the faith from childhood, leaving them to figure it out is not charitable. Your kids, your faith doesn't guarantee they will make that their part. True. It doesn't guarantee. 95% of the time, they make it their part. If you are being honest, 95% of the time, kids make it their part. Even if they change from being a Catholic to the Pentecostal church, that one is we can even understand. They are still under the Christian belief. But you see that from Christianity to Islamic religion, 5% it is very hard. They don't change. They still make that religion introduced to them from childbirth, their religion till the end. The reality of things. I said 5 minutes, it's already past 5 minutes. I'm surprised this phone has not gone off. I think we have 2 minutes. We need to understand that we are responsible for bringing these children upon all aspects of life in the faith. No, we are accountable for these children development. Taking and understand. See this live stream, I don't even know what to title it. We have three different topics. I don't even know what to title this live stream. Hmm. Very interesting and interactive. Hmm. Well, true. Upbringing of our kids is entirely our responsibility. So, yeah, has a point there. So, I believe we're all rounding up. You guys, my battery is already 16%, and once it gets to 16, it just reduces, it drains drastically, and then my phone goes off. So I don't want it to go off because I don't want this live stream to end without me saying a proper goodbye. So I'll just firstly thank each and every single one of us for joining and also engaging all the questions. You react all the questions here today. I wish we had a large house because they are all very educating and things to learn from. And I really appreciate you guys so much. And as usual, I learned a great deal from you guys. You guys are my teachers. Thank you guys so much. Una still they talk. And they say bye bye. Una still they talk. What did I do? Okay. Siacha says Christianity came to Africa through Western missionaries, but in today's world, you find African prophets with holy water, oil, and salt. Africans need to self introspect. We are spiritually lost. Sia Champagne Papi. Sia Champagne Papi, can you join my live stream next time? We'll talk about this. Do you guys agree? Sia Champagne, do you guys agree for us to tackle this Sia Champagne topic? Probably tomorrow because I can't be online to talk about this. We can't talk about this now because he's going to another. The reason why I want to talk about this is that he's going to another angle, and if we're going to talk about this point that Sia Champagne just dropped now, we'll have to talk about a lot of things. So if you guys are okay with it, probably we'll talk about it tomorrow. We'd say we'll talk about it. You come and say we'll find a way. You guys already okay. That means we agree that tomorrow we'll talk about this topic, right? Sia Champagne, I also need you to um also respond to this. Yeah, okay, tomorrow. All right, tomorrow. Thank you guys. 11 p.m. I don't know what the time is over there, but the live stream tomorrow is going to start by 11 p.m. Or do you guys want 11 p.m. or 10 p.m.? Which would you prefer? Please kindly let me know. 11 p.m. or 10 p.m. Which would you prefer? In 11, my time right now is 12:49 a.m. 12:49 a.m. So I don't know what your time is over there. So I'm asking, should I stream 11 p.m. or 10 p.m. West African time? Okay, which says 11 p.m. West African time. clear champagne purposes, 11 p.m. West African time. So tomorrow, 11 p.m. West African time, we have a conversation to have. You guys, thank you so much. I really appreciate you, and I love you all. Platonic love. Thank you, Rachel Bikaman. We have it time. See you guys tomorrow. Bye, everyone. Bye.